Happy Monday to you, wherever you may be in the world. And I hope you had a fantastic weekend. And if you're watching my video during the week, and I hope you're having a great week so far. Today, I wanted to focus on how your disadvantage can be your advantage, can potentially become your advantage. And I want to link this topic in especially to the current pandemic, as we are, well, most of us in the UK or England are going into another lockdown. And I'm pretty sure elsewhere other people are experiencing the same. You could be experiencing the same if you're elsewhere. So I'll use this as an example, just in terms of how you can visualize or see this current pandemic as something that is being taken away as a disadvantage rather than an advantage, because it is extraordinary life circumstances that are taking what may appear like they're taking away a lot of things that you have been used to. And for me, it's been the same. It's been a huge transition, just in terms of adapting to like a new lifestyle. So the thing is that what is evident is that it's here to remain for a while. And there's two paths that one can choose. One is to be embedded or caught up in everything that is happening with the current pandemic and start to look at it as the greatest disadvantage. Or you can choose another path, which is to look at what is the advantage that I can have, which can enable me to still feel empowered, not just disregarding that there's still certain life challenging and changing situations that are happening. Okay, so that this is an example that also applies to in all aspects of life. So it could be you're going through like a transition in your job with potential job risks. It could be like in relationships, your entrepreneurship journey as well. The same method applies in terms of how you choose to look at the events. So for me, my past is I've studied existentialism, and it was due to like life-changing extraordinary circumstances that led me to study existentialism, that also enabled me to go on a path where I wanted to help people who were experiencing mental health conditions or illnesses, because I had also gone through the experiences of experiencing like anxiety, panic disorder, bipolar, you name it, and didn't go out like for 6 months. And within those moments when I was living through it, it felt like events that I was never going to be able to get out of. And it felt like this was going to be how my life was going to be like forever. And in other moments, it felt like I'm going to die. I'm never going to be able to get out of this, especially like with panic attacks. But as I started to embrace a new way of living, I started to discover, especially through like my existentialist course as well, is that although like life situations appear extraordinary, there's still a little aspect of choice within what we can do to still enable us to feel empowered. So you may not be able to move from your current situation immediately, but it's about choosing what small fraction within your life can you take and use it to empower you, to enable you to start moving beyond what you are experiencing. So for instance, if you're experiencing anxiety or panic disorder, what tools can you use to help you to start to move beyond and to help you to start to overcome it? That is a choice. That is if you choose to want to overcome it. If you are in a job that you dislike, you despise, what can you do? Use as tools to help you to start to move beyond, so that it empowers you to look at the advantage, not the disadvantage. Because the more you focus on the disadvantage, the likelihood is that you will feel disempowered. You won't feel empowered to look or be open-minded to opportunities that can be available, readily made available as you start to look at what is the solution, what is the best thing that I can take from this. And with any transition period, the most things that come up is the fear. Is the fear of something, fear of loss of something, fear of loss of the potential or to become something, because you are moving out of like your comfort zone, things that you have always been used to. And now you have to then challenge yourself to become something you fear could become dreadful. But the reality of it is that the thing that you fear is potentially you. Not even potentially, it's you. It's who you're meant to be. It's who you were intended to be in terms of your life vision and your purpose. And I also believe that in most cases, life experiences, without them, the life challenging experiences, we wouldn't have the opportunity to discover what we are made of. Okay, as horrific, as terrible as it may be, the thing is, like the current pandemic, it's testing all of us. It's testing all of us in terms of like our willpower, our resilience, in terms of how we will endure this experience and how we will overcome it. Okay, and in most cases, this is the first time that it's been like cohesive in terms of when you're experiencing something like anxiety or panic disorder or some other form of life experience, you usually feel it like in isolation, on your own. So this is the first time, for me anyway, in most life events, that it's like a world collective thing. So I think what helps in this situation is also knowing that you're not alone. There's a lot of other people experiencing it all at the same time, and then to choose and pick what you the energies, okay, energies to sustain you. So what I mean by this is, do you choose to listen to news on a daily basis, on a consistent basis? Is it helping you in terms of your mental well-being? Is it giving you an advantage or disadvantage? Is it bringing you more anxiety and fear? Is there something that you could do as an alternative that then could become your advantage? Okay, so I'll leave off with just in terms of, because this mindset challenge is about, the 21 days mindset challenge is about overcoming self-limiting beliefs, affirming who you want to be as a person, and being able to redefine what it means for you in terms of confronting your self-limiting beliefs in relation to entrepreneurship. So in terms of like the current pandemic, what I want to like sum up with is, um, as an entrepreneur, what are sort of, or an aspiring entrepreneur, what are things that you could start focusing on now during this current pandemic to then look at it as your advantage? Things that you have thought about in your mind constantly while you were working, as an example, but you felt like you did not have enough time to be able to do those things. What could you then start to do 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day, so that a little bit of that time is allocated to then investing time into actualizing who you're meant to be, your greatest potential, so that you still have some sense of control, some sense of empowerment to, beyond the extraordinary circumstances, to still be able to live within your purpose. And through living within that, you will also discover that you will connect with like minds, and you will also be able to give back in terms of adding social value that can then potentially help other people. So when you step out, the likelihood is that you're enabling yourself as well to connect with people who could then potentially need the solution that you have to offer. So I'll leave it here for today. And should you have any questions, do feel free to leave comments below. And if you're joining me for the very first time and you haven't subscribed yet, remember to hit that subscribe button so that you can be kept up to date with my live video session, as well as any videos that I upload. And in my comment section, as I complete the 21-day challenge videos, I leave links as well to my blog post so that you can have access to additional resources to help you with your entrepreneurship journey. Ciao for me for now. Until next time.